Obtain and document understanding of internal control. The auditors will have met the requirements for assessing the internal control for the financial statement audit. Management must document its processes for assessing the effectiveness of internal control, the design of control, and the results. There are 4 phases in the process. First, obtain and document. 2, control risk. 3, test of control. 4, detection risk and substantive tests. How to obtain and document? Auditors commonly use 3 types of documents, which is narrative, flowcharts, and internal control questionnaire. Narrative is a written description of a client's internal controls. A proper narrative and related controls describe 4 things as below. Narrative provides useful supplement to flowcharting documentation by detailing existing practices. They can be lengthy and difficult to review. Flowcharts is a diagram of the client's documents and their sequential flow in the organization. Flowcharts include 3 types of documents: system and program. A flowchart provides a visual depiction of the entire accounting system. By reviewing the flowcharts, the auditor should be able to identify as below. There are 2 examples of flowcharts. Questionnaire. Ask a series of questions about the controls in each audit area, so auditors cover each audit area reasonably quickly. There are examples of questionnaire. Evaluate internal control. Update and evaluate, make inquiries, examine, observe, and perform walkthroughs. Next, how to assess risk. The auditor uses a preliminary assessment of control risk to plan the audit for each material class of transactions. So there are 2 primary factors determine the auditability: the integrity and the adequacy of accounting records. Control risk matrix. Auditor used to provide a convenient way to organize assessing control risk for each audit objective. How about preparation? First, identify audit objective, existing controls, associate controls, and identify, evaluate deficiencies. There are 3 levels of the absence of internal control, which is material weaknesses, significant deficiency, and control deficiency. How to identify the deficiency? First, there are 5 steps to identify deficiency as below. Second, associate significant deficiencies and material weaknesses with related audit objective. Third, assess control risk for each related audit objective. How about requirement? First, communication with management. Second, management letter by auditors. Next, let's proceed to test of controls. Definition: the procedures to test effectiveness of controls. The purpose is, if the result good, the auditor use the same assess control risk. There are 4 types of procedure, which is first, make inquiries, second, observe, third, examine, fourth, perform client procedure. The extent of procedure which tests of controls apply depends on the preliminary assess control risk. If the auditor wants lower, more extensive tests of controls are applied. Lastly, decide planned detection risk and substantive tests. The appropriate level of detection risk is then decided using the audit risk model. Reporting on internal control is limited to obtaining reasonable assurance that material weaknesses are identified. There are 3 types of opinions: qualified, unqualified, and adverse. There are differences in evaluate, report, and testing internal control, which is reporting requirements, extent of required internal controls, extent of understanding needed, assessing control risk, and extent of test of control needed.